What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. CLT Aviation 13 here with another Phoenix airport update. This one's going to be a jam-packed airport update. There's a lot of new airplanes in this that have not been shown in the previous Phoenix airport, which was done a few months ago. But before we get started, I just want to say a few things. Thank you so much for all the support on the YouTube name change from Gemini 13 to CLT Aviation 13. I think it just better fits, what I'm trying to do content-wise, and I just like it a whole lot better, which makes me a little bit more excited and motivated to do videos. So with that being said, the last thing I will say, you'll see in the video a little bit different layout change, and that's just to reflect more of the current look of the Phoenix Model Airport in real life. Obviously, I can't replicate it perfectly, but it's the best I can do. And again, if you're enjoying that content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get things rolling. So the first plane we'll start with is the Volaris A320neo, which is departing the runway for a flight to Guadalajara. Now, hopefully we see this new livery, or the updated livery, produced in the future with the purple engines. I'd really appreciate seeing that. We'll definitely pick it up because it comes into Charlotte and I like seeing it, and it looks really, really good. Transitioning over to the United Star Alliance 737-800. This guy is going to make a flight to Chicago. And then next we have the Alaska Airlines Embraer 175 with service to Everett. And then next up we have an American 737-800 with service to New York John F. Kennedy. And now we have the US Airways, obviously replicating the American Eagle CRJ-900 flight with service to Burbank. And then another CRJ-900 with service to Long Beach. And then a United Embraer 175. And this guy's gonna make a flight to San Francisco. I'm just gonna pan out the camera because we're gonna start with the next section, which is pretty much the meat of the American and Southwest portion of the airport update. So we'll go ahead and start things off with Southwest. So we'll start with the 737-800. I'll give you a nice little view. Down the line here, you'll see the Florida 1 is also in the picture. Really keep my fingers crossed they make the Arizona 1. That's probably one of my favorite Southwest liveries for the state liveries, either that one or Florida, one of the two. But anyways, this 737-800 in particular is making a flight to St. Louis. And this is that old OG 737-800 Canyon Blue, and it's going to head out to Chicago Midway. And next up, another 737-800 with service to San Francisco. And then we have the 737-800. This guy's on pushback for a flight to Baltimore. Two 737-700s. Obviously, the first one right here is Florida 1, and he's going to make a flight to Long Beach. And then the next 737-700 with a flight to Oakland. All right, next up we have the hefty American section. I got this kind of filled. This is a little new setup I was kind of trying out to see how I like. I really do appreciate this effort right here and how it looks. I'm always big on parking airplanes really close to each other, kind of in real life. I mean, Charlotte on Concourse B and C, I mean, they jam-pack those guys in. So I kind of like replicating that in the video. So that's the nice little look there. We'll get to that in a moment. But first off, we have the One World American Airlines 737-800, which is making a flight to Portland. And next up, we have a whole bunch of Americans, obviously. You'll see the Arizona State livery up there. Obviously, I like to keep things really realistic, but I also like to have fun with the airport updates as well. So from time to time, I'll probably just put in, planes that technically don't fly anymore, or they either don't fly or they've been repainted, just to kind of keep things fun and entertaining. Not so much, 110% realistic, but just like to have some fun with it. So first A321, this is the awful one. You'll kind of notice that I don't know where the gear is. I mean, this whole thing is just a disaster. But obviously I'm not going to just throw it away as much as I want to just throw it and break it. But A321 with service to Philadelphia. And then we have the whole row right here. So I'm just going to say where everybody's going and then give you some good views as we proceed on. So 737-800 with service to Seattle. And then the A321 is going to San Diego. And the Arizona state flag is heading to San Jose. And then 738 with service to Charlotte. And then the last one, this A319 right here, he's going to make a flight over to, have him go to Boise. And then America West Retro. Hopefully the Gemini Jet releases as they're recording this video come out in 19 minutes. My good buddy, we're kind of predicting some of the planes we'd like to see. He mentioned that this would be a really good one in the updated titles for American. So American Retro America West Retro with the American titles. So that'd be a really cool one to see. And also that A319 IAE engine would be nice, only if the colors are done properly. That's kind of the big thing. Is if the colors are done right, that's kind of the issue now. And then we have an A321 right here, which is coming in from Charlotte, and we'll park at one of the available gates. And then an A321 Neo just made a flight in from Honolulu. Always impressed with all the A321 Neos they get. I have to get a few more in the future. Might just wait, hopefully NG makes one. To be honest with you, that's probably the best one to hope for. So I'm gonna stop the recording here and just kind of transition to the other side of the airport so we don't have to walk around and waste time. So I'll see you in a moment. All right, so here we are on the other side of the terminal. We'll start with this A320, which is making a flight to Indianapolis. And then we have an A319 with service to Spokane. And then the TWA 737-800 with service to have this guy go to St. Louis. And the A319 right here, taxiing out to the runway, is heading to Tucson. And then I think I forgot this guy right here, this 319. I don't think I caught him at the beginning, but he's gonna make a flight to Albuquerque. And I'm gonna back up to our cargo section real quick. And you'll see we have two MD-11s. We have the FedEx MD-11 and the UPS. One's heading to Memphis and one's heading to Louisville. Obviously you can figure out which one's heading where probably. And I almost forgot this section right here, but just the American Airlines kind of hangar area. Just parking some planes here. We got a couple A319s just kind of hanging out. Another 319 right here. And then we also have a 737-800. We'll go ahead and finish things out with the other side of the airport. We'll start with the United A320, which is going to make a flight to Newark. And then we have the Embraer 175 in the new livery with service to Los Angeles. And then we have a 737-800, which is going to make a flight to Houston. And then we have the United All Colors A319 with service to Denver. And we have the JetBlue A320 Brooklyn Nets with service to JFK. And then the JetBlue High-Rise A320 is gonna make a flight to Boston. And then over here we have the Sun Country 737-800 to Minneapolis. And then the Disneyland 737-900 to Seattle. And can't forget my boy Snoopy up there. All right, this is kind of the new section that I mentioned. Not really new, but just new for the for my setup. Obviously wasn't able to fit all the gates in just because of space constraints, but kind of get the idea of what I'm getting at here. So the first aircraft right here you see is the Frontier A321, which is gonna make a flight to have him go to Denver. And then we have a Spirit A320 with service to Dallas. I think that's the only route they fly right now. At least that's the only one I found when I was going through Flight Radar just to kind of confirm things. And yeah, just Dallas. So that's where it's going. And then finally have some, well, still kind of a lackluster area for Delta. Really waiting on those 321s to arrive to kind of really support this area out. But the 738 is going to make a flight to Seattle. And then the A319 is going to Salt Lake City. And then I had one more aircraft that I did not forget. This is the A320, which also is coming in from Salt Lake City, and we'll head back to Salt Lake City after. So those 321s are going to be a big help once they arrive. I'm gonna have to up my order a little bit because I have another thing planned. I'm going to another setup I'm probably going to do in the future. So I'm gonna need a little bit more Delta 321s. And also when I get Atlanta going, again, it'll be good to have it. So that will conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed the updated version of my Phoenix model airport, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again for watching.